everybody knows you guys here? All right, we are live, and everybody's audio is cool.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Hey, everybody, I'm TK. It's my brother present.
I can't hear anything.
No,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
no.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to hear. There we go.
Yeah? Go louder.
No, I'm live now. It's good.
Yeah, you can hear. All right, perfect.
Awesome.
You're good.
Yeah.
So you're TK.
Yep. TEEKAE.
Okay, and you are his
My name's
brother.
Present, like a gift.
That's what's up. And yeah, you can get. He told me my brother was wanting to talk. It's right here that you guys look alike. Something right there.
We're brothers in Christ. So we have different mothers here on earth, but our father is the same.
Okay.
We're not
Biological,
related, but we are related in our faith.
in your spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do have some similarities.
Right there. Right here.
Right here in the third eye.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And do you guys perform together? I saw him perform because of the yellow suit. It's that yellow suit that was like shining out there. You know what I mean? Shining all over the studio today on the stage. Were you performing with him as well?
Yeah, I performed in 2 songs with him tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was debuting his album Metamorphosis.
Okay.
And Elijah's on 2 of the songs in that album.
I'm gonna let Elijah in.
Go for it. Oh, I didn't realize you dropped all the way.
And I'm on 2 of the songs in the album also.
Gotcha. Okay. But it was like it's mainly TK's album.
It's his album.
But you guys are
His
featuring.
Metamorphosis.
Understood. Hi, Elijah. Come on
Hey,
through.
how you doing?
We just got started.
So yeah,
Scooted in a little bit so that the crew was there. There you go.
So yeah, the yellow suit is a tribute to the album cover. The album cover was inspired by Mac Miller's album Swimming.
Okay.
So it's like a happy version of the Swimming album cover, which that was the last album that he dropped before, he passed away, that overdose.
Yeah.
So it was I'm a person in recovery. So I tributed him, it was like my album was the cover was the vision of what his cover would have looked like if he found recovery.
Oh, man, dude, I just kind of like, yeah.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis,
I like
right? Yeah. Yes, I do know about Mac Miller, and I knew that one song he made with Ariana Grande, and that's why I know of Mac Miller. But I heard that news, and it's there's a local artist around from here, $1 Million Baby. You guys know that track?
Tommy Richmond, yeah.
He's Woodbridge, right? And so the video, he's just blowing cash, and because he made it, and my heart, because I'm not in my 20s anymore. Yeah, that maturity, that metamorphosis happened, and I honestly was like, dude, I hope he has somebody telling him like, bro,
this ain't the road. That ain't the road.
Get the mic closer to
That
you.
ain't the road.
Yeah, you know
That's
what I
not
mean?
the
That's
road.
what I feel nowadays when
Right.
I see, and that's exactly what you're talking about with Mac Miller.
Yeah, and I turned 31 today actually. So
you made it to the top 20.
I made it
Yeah,
through through the dirty 30 and everything like that, and I'm so grateful. I tell President this all the time that I didn't get the fame and the stardom and like an overnight success back when I was living the way I used to live, because there's no way I'd be here today. I do everything to excess, and alcohol and drugs was no different for me. But I've got 18 months without a drink now, and 6 months without smoking any marijuana now.
Stop.
And so I feel like I'm finally ready to step into the next level.
That's waiting for you. Yeah, and you made it through the part of you that's destructive. And it's in you, right?
Wow.
Right? That's the spirit that's in you that's stopping you from taking you up to your next level.
That spirit.
That's motivation.
Right? It's
I
that
would have
spirit.
to say that's motivation for me.
Yeah.
Seeing my brother, like, metamorphosis. What I got to say about that, because seeing him come from that to where he's at now, I've been right there in his life. I know about that, where I'm not even done with it. I'm still, doing my thing where it's like I'm still there. And I see that, you know what I'm saying? That's motivation for me.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, my boy.
So 18 months ago, what happened that said, that's it? That's it. I want to let
That's
18 months
All right.
ago. I mean, you can summarize it, but something happened.
So yeah, I had a spiritual experience. it was in the nature of a sudden and spectacular upheaval. So I used to live and party out on a sailboat, 35-foot Carter sailboat in Pasadena, Maryland.
Okay.
And my brother was out there partying with me, and my grandma had just passed away. And I was running from my problems in the bottom of a bottle and, you know, drugs, and I blacked out, and he had some psychedelics allegedly. And I took way too much. I took way too much psychedelics, and
Excessive, right?
the whole boat started to breathe, and I saw my brother as, you know, a demonic oppression at that moment, because I was going through things, and I tried to do physical harm on my brother in that mindset, and he did what most sane people would do, and he left because he was probably in danger. And so I faced that alone, that trip, and I couldn't find my way back to the boat because the whole world became a kaleidoscope, and there was a light at the end, and I started chasing that light, and I got attacked by demons. Turns out they were police officers. And I ended up in the back of an ambulance, and they hit me with a benzo. So now I have uppers in my system, psychedelics, lots of alcohol, and they hit me with the benzo, and I went into a 2-day coma, something like that. It was on the 4th, and I came to on the 7th, and it felt like it was 5 minutes. I met my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, in a white room.
Yeah.
And he told me that if I ever drink again, that I'll never see him again. And I was literally saved by Jesus Christ.
That meant something for you.
It meant so much to me. It meant so much to me. It changed everything. And part of my agreement with him was that I would finish this album, and I would tell my story openly and honestly, like I am right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
And try to save as many people as I can.
Because we're not the only ones who
of course
have suffered. You know, I also am in recovery.
Yeah.
And we took our last drink together, and we were still smoking pot for about a year, and then we both stopped around the same time, and you know, we're on this journey of recovery together because we can't do it alone.
Support group.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are your own support group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we have a same faith.
Yeah.
You know, we have a higher power who loves us unconditionally, and that means the most.
Yeah.
We have someone to look up to, because it can be dangerous looking up to another man or woman.
Yeah.
Because humans are fallible beings.
Yeah.
And we make mistakes. We're not perfect. There is no one who is 100% good except for Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's someone worth idolizing.
Yeah. One of the themes that I preach with Prague is we shine a light on the destructive nature within each of us, and then highlight the benefits of empowering the beautiful spirit in us. Like, maybe let's go ahead and empower that spirit that's also in us. That can be beautiful, because we do have destructive, and I think that's the best part about talking, because it's like you guys recognize that you messed up. It was like your own self. You know, the self-destruction was on your own self.
Self-will run riot.
Self-will on riot. That's what's yeah. And I'm so glad you brought up these artists that kind of continue that, and you find yourself in that introspection, you know, where you're like, dude, I got lucky. So it's not just Metamorphosis, but Metamorphosis 2, 3, 4 maybe coming up.
Yellow will be the next project.
What is it?
It's called Yellow. I'm producing it myself. It's like an Afrobeat, hip hop, reggae, fusion hip hop thing. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be yet.
You guys were up there, you know. So it was
the next,
you up there. It was the two of you.
The next record's gonna get the people boogieing.
Yeah. There you go.
Boogieing.
No, I was already boogieing when you were up there.
That's good.
Straight up, yeah.
That's good.
There was a beat, there was a flow, you know, and you're just like, when you want to dance in a room full of people that you don't know, that means you're doing something real good. You know what I mean? Okay.
The best part about Metamorphosis is something that I heard the other day. Someone was talking about on the radio station. He was saying that when a butterfly is in the cocoon, their wings are covered in a fluid, so that way they can use their wings to rip out of the cocoon.
Hmm.
But if you rip the top off the cocoon for them so they can get out, those wings will never build strength.
Mm.
And so they'll die shortly afterward, even though their wings dry out and everything, but their wings have no, they're way too brittle. They'll never be able to hold their own weight.
So it's kind of like your 20s was like your weight that you were holding. And now going into 30s, the boogieing is going to come with a lifestyle, right?
The boogieing begins.
Yeah, yeah. You know
Think
what I mean?
about-
It's going to
think
come with
about
this
the
lifestyle.
people that you bring with you though together.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not there where y'all at. I'm still fighting that battle. But think about that. Like,
What
the
are you
people-
fighting? Go ahead, bro.
Man, listen. Like I'm not all the way there where they at with their so.
You know what was one of the first things the first guest that sat here said? He said, I just need to stop comparing myself to others. That's what I would say. So I feel like you're already there because you're recognizing and you and you have a support group already.
That's what they tell me all the time. Recognizing is the first step. Elijah.
It really is. Otherwise, you'd be like, well, for what? Whatever, man. I'm on two of the tracks, right? I'm doing it, right?
I love them.
That pride, you know, that pride. Yeah.
Love you too, bro.
It's
Love
a
you,
support group
Elijah.
that you already have. So what's preventing you to the other side, bro? If you
just-
feel like you know it.
Yeah, just things that's going on with me. You know, like sometimes I feel like for me it's just things that's going on with me. Like that's my outlet for things. A lot of things. It's
For all of
drinking
us, yeah.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm not scared to admit that either. I'm not scared to be like this is who I am. Love me, hate me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always been like that though. Not scared to express who I am. I
Yeah.
think that's what the reason.
Your homies love you though. You know they kept saying, "Hey, Elijah's coming.
Yes,
Elijah's on
'cause
his
I
way."
think
They
that's
didn't
one
leave
of
you
the reasons,
behind.
Like they
Yeah.
fuck with you, like, well, he's being himself, you know.
Yeah.
So it's that. I know I have a battle, an uphill battle to fight with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that I do have that
Your
support,
chair,
and it's
yeah.
right there for me.
Yeah.
You know, I learned and different steps I learned by time and time as it comes, and I feel like I am learning.
Yeah.
To
Love
thine
y'all.
own self be true.
Yeah.
And there is one who has all power.
You heard him?
Yeah. I'm hearing him. Yeah. I'm hearing. So 18 months, right? How did you go from what first day to like 30 days? Like, because you know you've been doing this lifestyle for a while.
So the first day was May 7th, 2023,
Mhm.
which is
Tell 'em,
funny.
tell
It's
'em.
funny because I came
remember
to out of a
That's
coma,
what-
came to out of a coma, and the first question that they asked me is, "You must be in a lot of pain. Do you want anything for the pain?" And I said, "No, I think I'm just gonna have to feel it this time." And I told my sister to hand me my laptop, and I formed a Neoclassic Records. I called Present
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "We're starting a record label. I lived. We're doing it. We have to do this." And so
And how did you like forgive him? Because wasn't he attacking you and stuff? Or
that's a good question.
you know, like how did that? Because it's easy to ask for forgiveness, but it's more difficult to.
There was never a question about forgiving him. This is my brother. You know, there's a difference between friends and brothers.
Straight up.
Friends you can walk away from, but brothers are for life.
Facts.
Last forever.
Yeah.
And you know, the greatest gift you can give someone is forgiveness.
Yeah. It's difficult to give that forgiveness, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't a question for you. You just wanted to.
I've in my spiritual journey, I've
Yeah.
known that over time that I always have a part to play in things,
Yeah.
and so I always look for, you know, where was my fault in things also, because you know I was a contributor, you know, and it wasn't just that one day.
Yeah.
You know, we've been friends for years, and we both contributed to each other in helpful ways, harmful ways, neutral ways, you know, by, well, looking the other way,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe getting too involved with each other in other cases,
Okay.
you know, but that's because we've both been on a journey for a long time,
Yeah.
and we care so much about each other. We do. And so
Mhm.
I don't know about anyone else, but I like to be in control. I have a control problem. And I say problems because I've made it a problem many times in my life.
Yeah.
If everybody would just do things the way that I wanted them to do them, everyone would be happy.
That's how you thought. Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time, and I still do
Look
sometimes.
at you, like maturity of like you recognizing that.
Well,
That's like behavior in you that comes out of it. That's how you affect your group, your energy. Yeah, yeah.
my nature for a long time has been selfish and self-focused,
Wow.
and it's not always been for my gain. Like maybe I'll take my grandfather for example. He's elderly and he's got some ailments, and if he would just do these stretches that his doctor tells him to do, then he would be doing a lot better, and he wouldn't be struggling so much. But maybe he does them every now and then or does them partially, but I'm a perfectionist, and if you just did this the right way, then you will be happier.
Yeah.
But
You let it go. You just like let it go.
I have to constantly,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
You know, when I see people making a mistake, sometimes I have to allow them to do that, because if people didn't allow me to make the mistakes that I made, I would have never gotten to where I am or learned the things that I've learned about myself and about the nature of my of myself, my thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm changing now. And that's the
I
best
can
part.
already sense it in the conversation, in this like short conversation.
It's like that analogy though, like they gotta strengthen their wings enough to break the cocoon. Like you can't do it for them. It's beautiful.
Lead a horse to water, but we can't make them drink.
Yeah.
You can waterboard the horse.
Wait, so May 1st was your first day.
May 7th.
May 7th, and yours was around the same time.
It was May 4th.
Right before.
Yeah.
Because you were like, dude, we can't anymore.
Yeah. That was the day I went into coma. It was May 4th.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess
So you like
technically
almost lost
speaking,
him because you didn't
my
know.
day was
Yeah.
May 5th because we were drinking until the next day.
Yeah.
Who's counting though?
At this point, but yeah, around the same time.
Yeah.
Because you almost lost your brother
Almost lost him.
on your end. That's what it looked like.
And I didn't know if I was driving all the way home from Pasadena. It's like a 2-hour drive, I think.
Yeah.
2-hour drive. And it was 4 a.m. and I wasn't.
Right before Cinco de Mayo, there's police out. We're both very lucky and blessed.
That's why I say though, this Metamorphosis album.
Metamorphosis?
Metamorphosis, yeah.
Wrong song. Porpoise.
It's so important. It definitely is.
Yeah.
It's so
Because there's so many other.
important. Yes. I mean, think of the first track all the way to the last track.
Yeah, it's a story. It's broken into 3 segments. My experience are the first 3 songs. My strength are the second 3, and my hope are the last 3.
Road ahead. Yeah.
So
like the two of you are together now, right? So do you ever feel like, how about a drink? In that 18 months, right?
the last time I thought that taking a drink would be a good idea, I waited 24 hours because if it's a good idea, it will remain a good idea. So I haven't wanted a drink because I do everything I want to do, but there's been times where I felt like drinking.
Yeah.
And what's the reality is that my feelings aren't fact.
And your thoughts do run fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you to center yourself, and
it gets easier every day. And I'll say that there's amazing support groups out there available that can help.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I feel like the fact that you guys have each other and your work, right? This is part of your work, and your community is, it's together that really helps.
And you know what else helps is I have the butterfly from Metamorphosis tattooed on my chest. So if I was to drink, I'd be like trying to rip my tattoo off of my chest and be like, why did you choose recovery? So I'm stuck. I'm stuck sober, and I'm happily stuck.
What you're saying is like, even 18 months in, you still have that feeling.
Not recently. The last time, to be honest, the last time that it was difficult was right after we quit smoking weed for me. Because it was like I ripped off the Band-Aid.
I would never thought y'all would do that.
Me neither.
Right now.
Yeah.
I never
I thought I would die
Yeah,
with a
the
cigar
weed
in
was
my
no.
lips.
When they told me this, I was like, "There's no way."
What'd you do with my friend?
Yeah, yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
But now it's sober.
Totally sober.
Not
Sober
even
as a
California.
clover.
Yeah, not even California sober.
Not even
Wow.
California sober.
Sober. So what's reality like when you're sober?
Music is my life.
Yeah.
I keep it. Yeah. I have too much to do. I'm starting 3 companies right now. So and I'm not interested anymore.
Right. Because you have
Damn,
got
I
better
wish I
things to
had
do.
that.
I
You
have
got
so
better
many things to do.
Yeah.
I have so many things to do. I love it. It's
You
like
don't even like miss it.
I
You're
could
like,
never
no, I gotta
finish
build a
everything that I
company.
have to do by the end of my
I
lifetime.
wonder if he even thinks about it. Do you think about it?
No.
What
Only
about-
now when we're
yeah.
talking about it.
Because yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have temptations sometimes
Okay.
to smoke, but then I remember because I smell it all the time everywhere
Of
Mhm.
I go.
course. Now that especially now that it's like kind of legalized almost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just imagine my life.
But I think about I've read a lot of studies about it, and since I started smoking at a pretty young age, I was 13. My hippocampus, my brain
Your
didn't
memory.
develop fully,
Uh,
and so because I smoked for so long, it's never achieved its proper size. So, and based on the studies that I read, the only way that it could potentially ever get to its proper size if I stopped smoking and stay stopped for 3 to 5 years. And even at that point, our body regenerates its cells every 7 years. So there could be a chance after 7 years.
yeah.
But
it's-
but then I think about, well, even if I get to that 7 year point, how would I even know?
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like freeing. Like I'll never have to know, but like I'll just keep trying to be better because metamorphosis is necessary for someone who has faith like I do.
Yeah.
And my God says that we are his children. But if we are to become sons, we have to mature in our spirit.
Yeah.
And
So
so
real.
I'm constantly in a state of becoming.
Constant movement. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been dedicating a lot of my attention to my faith, reading about my God, learning about
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
attending church and listening to podcasts from different churches,
Mhm.
getting opinions that I think are wrong from churches even.
Yeah.
And it's solidifying my understanding of what the truth is
Okay. Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And that's very, very helpful for me.
You're like constantly seeking that inspiration because it's like we're constantly exposed to everything every day that it can drain your inspiration. So every day you're like re-upping it,
Yeah. We're
Charging your
vibrational
battery.
beings.
Yeah.
And so if I'm constantly trying to heighten my vibrational frequency, then that's going to protect me at least when I'm around people.
Yes,
if you're around
yes.
people who are angry and sad all the time, you
You
it
take
feels
on that energy.
it feels draining. It's because your frequency is being forced lower because
Mhm.
we're like magnets,
Yeah.
and but when you're around people who are positive and uplifting and happy and having a great time
Yeah.
and they're not hurting anybody and they're not saying anything that makes you feel like, oh, I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
You're getting that positive uplifting energy
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your vibration is raising as well.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. That's important for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm vulnerable.
Of course we are. And sometimes we may be around family members or a partner
Mm.
who's going through the destructive side.
Mm.
And
Appreciate
you're really
it.
unable to just bounce because you've been to, you know what I mean? It's you can understand, like just like you could understand that he's going through some stuff. And I feel like that's when you really could use with because they're gonna bring you down. So you have to go seek out re-up for both of you and then bring it back home and just pray that they find their way back. Because think about all the people that were around you in your 20s that put
Mhm.
up with you.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
That put up with you because you were going through yours.
As a matter of fact, I'll say this. January, I'm going to the first wedding I've ever been to. And I thought about that. I'm like, I'm 31. I've never been to a wedding. And then I was like, oh, duh. Nobody would have wanted me there
You were that
because I was that guy.
Well, congratulations.
And so I'm going to a wedding.
Who's
Yeah.
getting married?
Yeah, who's getting married?
one of the owners of a company that I'm working for. I'm not gonna say his name
Yeah,
on
yeah,
here.
yeah.
but
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Cool,
Dude,
cool.
let's talk about the companies that you're
Yeah.
starting, that you're building, the
So-
entrepreneur that's coming out.
So Neoclassic Records, that's right here. Y'all heard us today.
Neoclassic.
And so there's a lot that goes into a record label. Like when we first started the label, I was like, oh man, we don't need these labels. They don't do anything. Like they just take our money. And then you start researching and seeing how much labels actually do. And you're like, oh,
What do labels do?
they're basically glorified banks.
Say it again.
They're basically glorified banks. So
True.
3 major labels own this entire world: Sony, Universal, and Warner.
Okay.
And if you look into the family tree of those labels and you search back the roots, they're all owned by like the Vanguard Black Rocks and the Pierre Lafonts of the world. And
That old European monarch.
oh yeah, the same people who started slavery in the 1800s own
Oh.
these labels. Interesting.
Yeah.
And I could go down a whole rabbit hole with it, but you can find the information for yourself. They're not that good at hiding it.
Yeah.
So starting the label has been my in presence and Elijah's baby, and that's like where all the money goes that I make. The love of music is the reason that we're in it, the spirituality, the connection. I think that creating music is probably one of the most beneficial things that you can do with your life here on earth, because it can touch people in such deep ways. The other companies are really boring. It's like insurance stuff. So I'd rather not talk about those on this podcast. Maybe another podcast.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey, hit me up.
Classic. I would say, I feel like that saved lives.
Yeah.
Saved lives. Think about
Saving the world, baby.
Saving my life.
I'm
That's because you
telling
guys
y'all,
put so much into it.
yes.
Your mind is thinking about that stuff. You're no longer polluting your mind. You're more like encouraging your mind. Hey, what do we do next? You're researching and all this.
We're
stuff.
truly sick.
TK
With the good
is
stuff, with the work.
superhero.
We're the workaholics
Yeah.
now. Congratulations.
TK is the superhero of our record label. He has
man.
put in so much energy.
I'm just a regular guy
effort.
trying to survive.
Like, and that,
Doing
even
it.
if he don't realize it, like we see that. Me and Tom sees this a bit. I mean, me and him were just talking outside, and I was like, man, I thought he was ready to give up. One time he was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I don't. I just can't stop.
Why stop?
Why stop now?
Yeah, just make sure you're looking out for yourself. You're getting you're hydrating. You're taking care of your center. But yeah, I mean, stop for what?
It's
Nothing.
motivation, my brother.
Stop for what? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Share like your story, and stop these Mac Miller incidences. Because it's happening too much. It makes me. I don't know these young rappers that come through, but I feel pain because I'm like, God, I wish T-Pain was on our podcast.
You know what's crazy? Can I say something on
Okay.
here? So Mac Miller in 2000, I don't have the dates right, but like 2 years before he passed, or 3 years maybe, in a song called The Star Room, he said, I'm from a city where they pound a bunch of steel, so 100 mil wouldn't make me sign a fucking deal. And then a year later, he signed to Sony for 10 million. And then he died
10%.
of what he said he would never sign for. And then he died.
Say it one more time, Tom.
So, and here's where it gets really, really twisted, right?
Right,
The number one revenue for Warner, Sony, and Universal is life insurance claims.
We're smarter than what you think, people.
Yeah.
Message.
They make the most money in their catalog from their artists dying. They get to claim a very large chunk of money. So,
Dad?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Message.
Yep.
So TK, let's just say 2 years from now, here I am. I'm a representative of Warner Company, and you know what? I love Metamorphosis. I love the music. Right after that, I see you at Madison Square Garden. You cool. I love your spirit. Okay, we're going for 50 million.
Get out.
50 million.
We can have a conversation, but I'm gonna go to that
And a
conversation.
mansion. Okay.
I'm gonna go to that conversation looking down at you, not the other way around. I'm not looking up. I'm gonna look down at you and say, what can you offer Neoclassic Records? And if it makes sense once it goes through the lawyers, the brothers, and the channel, then we can consider it. because I'm here to play ball. Like I am, but I'm a businessman. And at the end of the day, like there's a lot of independents. There's a lot of independents who do a really good job of having pretty decent deals with some of these labels. Like Russ is a great example. He still owns all his publishing and all his masters.
Okay.
He got 3 albums out of was it Sony? I don't remember who it was, but he got 3 albums out, and then he cut out the deal, and now he's huge. He sells out international tours, and he's still Russ, and he's got Diamond Records, and you know he's one of the greats at business. And so I got to look at it from a business standpoint, of course. So I'll entertain any conversation.
Yeah, you're not a wussy.
But
we're not talking to
I'm not in this
here.
for I'm not in this for money. Like that's real. I'm not in this for money.
I think that's why you and the fact that you have experienced that and you have a focus point. Yeah.
I make enough. I make enough to live.
There you go.
And so-
Congratulations. Yeah.
And so it's
That in itself
deeper
is-
than that, you know.
There's Columbia Records.
Columbia Records, which is owned by Universal, I believe.
Sony.
Sorry. See, I'm still learning. They confuse you. The family trees get crazy. He's on the interwebs.
Yeah.
The family trees get crazy if you look at how much Warner owns, how much Sony owns, and how much Universal owns. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about them. That's what the rest of the media is doing right now.
This is about
Neoclassic.
Yeah,
This is about
Neoclassic.
Crescendo Studios. What you guys are doing
in
here.
Our social network community.
Yes, I love that, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's
Bo is
cool.
amazing too.
Yeah.
He's gonna be talking with our producer Solo James, and gonna have some exciting partnerships coming up.
Okay, you guys are gonna collaborate with music and so on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's a lot of conversations to be had going into 2025.
Where's Solo at, man? He should have been in here with us.
He's not a podcast guy, but I'm sure he's hungry. So
Is that the guy with the gentleman? With the camera?
that's my producer, tall guy that I pointed out
The
at the
guy with the
end.
camera is Rick.
Were they together, the tall guy and okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like your crew.
They're
Like your crew. Your
Metamorphosis
label crew.
wouldn't be possible without them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Rick Fosai.
It's a
is
team effort.
awesome.
Yeah.
He does music also. He's not just a camera guy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw him dancing to the other gentleman, and he was like, "This is my move," and he was getting into it.
Yeah, we're having a good time out here
Yeah,
tonight.
dude, I am too.
It was
too.
lovely.
Any messages? You've already given so many like.
You start us
profound
off with the message.
man. Messages for our viewers about.
Man,
Oh, what you're looking forward to the road ahead? How about that? In that, I feel like the message is gonna come out. What are you looking forward to? All three of you in the road ahead.
and to be honest with you, riding with my brothers is a ride that I couldn't even ask for anymore. Just y'all support, and I mean that. That's how I look in your eyes and say that it's everything to me. The reason why I'm here, it's everything to me. And I see, I ain't I'm not all the way where I'm supposed to be. Like I'm getting there, and y'all are everything and my support for that. I appreciate y'all for real.
They
love you,
waited
bro.
for you. They were like, "Oh, Elijah's coming," So stop being so harsh on yourself.
Crazy. I'm older than both of them.
Is that right?
And he was on time today.
Yes, like,
Yeah,
and I'm
He
yeah.
was
never-
early. He
I'm
got here
never
before
on
TK.
time, just the way
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
One nigga time. But I'm never on time.
All right.
Them are
What
my
about you, man?
brothers.
What's
I
coming?
love
What are
them.
you looking forward to?
It's like this. I was thinking this last month, like I've spent a lot of this month in reflection, and I spend a lot of time asking God what his plan is for me, right? And I believe God doesn't make too tough of terms for those who seek him. And the answer I got is, why do you want to know, you selfish person? I'm God and I know everything. Don't you think it gets really boring knowing everything? Why do you want to
I
know?
love it, man.
And so I thought about it. I was like, if I could know God's plan for the next 5 years, would I want to know it, or would I just want it to unfold day by day like it is now?
Yeah. It's
And
'cause
that's the beauty.
Netflix
The beauty's
culture,
in the
like,
journey.
fast-forwarding.
So-
yeah.
So like I can look at my past and I could say, oh, I'm so old now. I'm older now than I've ever been. And I miss the good old days. Or I can say, no, I'm younger now than I'll ever be. And these are the good old
You
days.
don't wanna
So
be
I'm
that
looking
young,
forward
yeah.
to getting some food. I'm trying to be more present.
Yeah, I like that. That's a bar, boy.
Yeah.
Bars.
And 30s is not old, you know.
Boogie bars.
Boogie. What was it? We're gonna boogie music. What was that you said?
I don't remember.
We have to remember.
Run it back.
Yellow.
Yeah, Yellow's coming soon.
Yellow. Yeah. What about you, bro?
I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow
Oh.
because some nights I didn't know if I would.
Hmm.
Man, you guys were like touching me. Ah, right there. You know what I mean?
Likewise, you have great questions.
Yes.
You're very good at this.
good. They said that though. They was like, she's going to definitely ask the questions. That's going to be great.
Was that this is my first day doing this, yo? And I was
No
learning
way.
on that stage. I was
No
learning.
way. This is your
You-
first
you
day
could hear
doing
my
this?
voice shaking,
You're natural.
Yes,
but
that's-
this one I feel more like I feel more. But over there I was, but as I was getting into what this is all about, I felt more like because the beginning went, hey guys, well, that one I was shaky, but once I was getting in, I was like, this is what I'm like.
Oh, you're a natural for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you're
definitely a
called to
natural.
do.
Yeah, don't forget about us when you're working for Warner.
No, well, I've been in for the hustle as well. You know, why should we be scared of money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially
Facts.
now that we've seen that destructive nature is in us, and we work on building a community,
Hmm.
a support group that's gonna help us bump us up, keep bumping. I feel like everybody that's been sitting here has been a hustler in their own way.
Yeah.
Somebody, some kind of entrepreneur, some kind of, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the independent thing, that's the open mic thing. And so why should we be afraid of money when money can make things happen?
Right. There's a misquote. They say money is the root of all evil.
No,
It's
man.
not. It's the love of money that's the root of
It's
all
the hand
evil.
that has
So go get
money.
your bag. Don't be lazy.
Yeah, exactly, man. I love it. All right, you guys. It's been real,
It's
and I
definitely real.
really appreciate you guys
Yeah,
and the message you have.
We gotta go get some food.
Go
No,
for it.
we got to come back, yo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
I'm feeling the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.